press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello my dear students, we have been discussing about the chapter Getting to Know Plants. See, in the previous class we studied about different types of leaves in which based on the shapes and the size will be differ from each plant, and some of the leaf will be green in color, whereas some brown in color, and some of them are yellow in color, which falls on later. See, this is how different types of leaves we studied, and parts of the leaf we also studied in the previous class. There are varieties of parts of the leaf. For example, lamina, midrib, apex and the petiole. See, there are different varieties of parts will be there in the leaf, and midrib, which is located at the middle, and it is rib-like structure. Nothing but the veins will be thick at the middle position it is present, and that's why it is called as midrib. And the lamina is a broad green color structure which is present on the leaf or called as lamina, and at the tip of the leaf there is a apex will be present. And the petiole, the stalk of the leaf where the leaf attached to the stem is called as stalk of the leaf, nothing but the petiole. See, this is how we can say that different parts of the leaf also there. And next one is the function. See, functions of the leaf, in which first and very most important function of the leaf is photosynthesis. As the name only indicates, photo means light and the synthesis means to prepare. Here leaf will prepare the food and circulates through the plant body by using the simple substance like carbon dioxide, which is present in the atmosphere, and the water which is present in the soil, which through the roots it will absorb the water and circulates throughout the plant. By using the simple substance like carbon dioxide as well as the water and the chlorophyll pigment which is present in the leaf and the sunlight, by using these simple substance plant will prepare the food, nothing but the starch, and leaving behind the oxygen which is released to the atmosphere, so that every organisms which are present in the earth will utilize the amount of oxygen which is comes out from the leaf. And this is the very most important function of the leaf. And one more function is the transpiration. See, transpiration is nothing but water comes out from the leaf in the form of a water vapor. See, this is how the functions of the leaf will be taking place. And in today's class we will discuss about the flower. See, flower, we see varieties of flower in different plants. Like for example, rose plant having the different flowers will be there, which are differ in the size as well as the color. Some of them are red in color, where some of them are yellow. Different varieties of flowers which is having the color also different and the size also different. Like flowering plants, the plants will be divided into two parts, as I told you, flowering as well as the non-flowering plants. Those plants which bear flower are called as flowering plants. And those plants which do not bear any kinds of flower, do not bear any flower, are called as non-flowering plant. See, the plants which bear flower are called as flowering plants, and those plants which do not bear any kinds of flower are called as non-flowering plants. As we discussed, as we studied about the plants, we have been studied also. It is very easy to identify the plants by looking at the flower, so that we can say that a particular plant will be which one this plant will be. For example, if we look the rose plant, if we look the rose in the plant, we can say that it is a rose plant. Like that hibiscus, if we look the hibiscus flower in the plant, we can easily say that it is a hibiscus plant. Like that, by looking at the flower, we can easily identify which plant a particular plant will be. And these plants, most of the flower having the bright color flower will be there. These flowers are differ in the shape, size, and also the structure. It is a flowers are brightly in color, bright color, and it is also called as a organ of the reproduction. It is very important. Flowers are called as organ of reproduction. See why it is called as organ of reproduction. Reproduction is nothing but the giving birth to young ones is called as reproduction. See here, when why it is called as reproduction means the production of seeds will be generated in the flower. When the seeds will be formed, reproduction will be takes place, and later fruits will be produced in the flower, and that's why it is called as organ of reproduction. Here, organ of reproduction in which different types of parts will be there. One is the stamen and another one is the stigma. These are the reproductive organ which is present in the flower, and when these organs through the stamen, if pistil bears pollen, and when it comes in contact with the stamen, it will produce a fruit, and this is how we can say that organ of the reproduction. See, as I told you, leaves can be differentiated or parts will be divided. In the same way, flower will be having the different structure and different parts, which we will discuss in the later. See, there is one activity is there in your textbook. In this activity, first you have to given a branch of any plant, and in the second case it is a first and it is a second, where here in the second case you have given the branch having the leaf bearing the branch, and in the third case you have to given a branch which is having both the leaf as well as the flower. See, this is how in this activity you have given a branch which don't have any branches and the flower, and in the second case you have given the branch in which leaves will be having, and in the third case you have given the branch which is having the both the leaf as well as the flower. These plants you have to identify by looking at the branch as well as the flower, leaf. You have to choose which plant this one. In the three cases, it's very difficult to observe the plants, the branches, which plants having. And in the third case, you can easily identify by looking at the flower. You can say that it is a rose plant. See, this activity shows that by looking at the flower, the plants can be identified very quickly and easily. See, this is the activity. In your textbook, they have given. Next, we shall move on to the parts of a flower. See, one by one I will tell you. The flowers can be divided into different parts. The main parts of a flower are discussed below, in which first one is the sepal. It is a leaf-like structure usually present at the base of a flower, and this is called as sepal. Sepal is nothing but the leaf-like structure which is present at the base of a flower is called as sepal. And next one is the petal. See, this one is called as petal. See, it is a brightly colored and which will attract the insects, birds, animals and also the human beings by looking at the different bright color which attracts the living creature, and this is called as the petal. And next one is the stamen. It is a reproductive part of a flower. Here the stamen is divided into two parts. One is the anther and another one is the filament. Stamen is the male reproductive part of a plant. See, stamen is the male reproductive part of a flower and which is having the, see, I will write the diagram of a stamen here. See, the stack-like structure which is present above the filament is called as anther, and a long elongated tube which comes out from the ovary, which is attached to the ovary and comes and end to the anther is called as the filament. See, this is how stamen can be divided into two parts. One is the anther and another one is the filament, as I written here. See, both the anther and the filament which makes the stamen. It is a male reproductive part of a flower which is present in the flower. And see, this is the diagram of a stamen. And the filament is a long thin tube-like structure is called as a filament. Long thin tube-like structure is called as a filament, and usually anther will produce the yellow powdery substance. See, this anther will produce yellow powdery substance called as pollen. See, anther will produce the pollen, a yellow powdery mass which comes out from the anther is called as the pollen. It is responsible for the reproduction taking place in the flower. See, this is how stamen can be divided. Next one is the stigma. Next one is the pistil. See, pistil is classified into or divided into three parts. One is the stigma, style and the ovary. See, this is the ovary where ovules will be there. Inside the ovary, ovules, a bead-like structure present in the ovary is called as ovule, which is present in the ovary. And next one is the style. See, this a long tube-like structure present in the flower is called as a style, and which bears the uppermost tip layer is called as the stigma. And this is how we can say that pistil is divided into three parts: stigma, style and the ovary. It is a female reproductive part of a flower. Pistil is called as a female reproductive part. Female reproductive part is called as pistil. See, this is all about the diagram of a flower. Once again I will tell you, different plants which bears the different flowers which are differ in the size as well as the shape and having the bright color which attracts the insect, human beings and even the animals also attract it. And to suck the nectar from the flower, insects will come and visit to each flower. And see, the flower can be divided into different parts in which stamen is there. Stamen is the male reproductive part of a flower which involves in the reproductive process. And stamen can be divided into two parts. One is the anther and the next one is the filament. Anther, which bears the pollen, a powdery yellow substance comes out from the anther, is called as pollen. Pollen is responsible for the reproductive process, and here long tubular structure is called as filament. See, this is how stamen can be divided into anther as well as the filament. It is a male reproductive part of a flower. And next one is the pistil. Pistil is the female reproductive part of a flower which is divided into stigma. At the top part of a pistil, stigma will be located, and the style, a long tubular structure which comes out from the structure of the ovary. Above the ovary, a long thin like structure will be present, and that one we call it as a style. And here ovary is there. A dome shaped structure present in the flower is called as ovary, which bears ovules. Here the ovules will be develop into the fruit as well as the ovary will produce into the seed. And this is how pistil can be divided into three parts: stigma, style and the ovary. Pistil is the female reproductive part of a flower, and sepal is there. Sepal is the leaf-like structure present in the flower, are called as sepal. And here the petal will be there. Petal, which is a broad in structure and bright in color, and which will attract the insect to suck the nectar, and even animals also attract it to suck the nectar. And this is all about the parts of a flower. See, this part, pistil and the stamen only we can see by cutting into two parts. One is the longitudinal, and transverse section, if we cut it, we can see the different parts of a flowers like a stigma as well as the stigma part where we can see the ovules and the ovary. See, next we shall move on to the stigma as well as the pistil and the stamen. See, in our textbook they have given the longitudinal as well as the transverse section of the stigma. See, consider this is the stigma where here is the style and above this there is a top portion, stigma will be there, and tubular structure is called as a style. Stigma, this one, and below this there is a dome like structure, thickened small structure which is present, and in which ovules will be there. This one is the ovary which bears ovules. This is the longitudinal section of ovary. See, this is the structure of the pistil. If we cut into this part into two halves with the help of knife, the longitudinal portion, if we cut this pistil, we can see the stigma, style as well as the ovary. And next one is the transverse section. Ovules in transverse section. If we cut the ovule in a transverse section, we can see the ovary as well as the ovules. See, this is the activity. From this activity, we can easily identify the different parts of the pistil, where pistil can be divided into three parts: stigma, style, as well as the ovary. See, in the ovary, ovules will be present, and here it is a female reproductive part of a flower, whereas the stamen is the male reproductive part of a flower, which involves in the reproduction. And see, if longitudinal section of the ovary here, see, if we cut the pistil into longitudinal way, we can see the different parts like this. Through the microscope only, we can easily identify these ovules and the ovaries. And see, if we cut into longitudinal way, we can see the different parts of a pistil. And see, here it is a transverse section. See, transverse section in a cross way, we can, if we cut the pistil, we can see the arrangement of ovary in the ovules. Ovary in the ovules. See, this is how we can say that by cutting into two parts, one is the longitudinal way, we can see the arrangement of ovary in the ovules, and here in the transverse section we also see the arrangement of the ovary in the ovules. See, this is how the pistil can be divided into style, stigma, style and the ovary. See, this is the activity where we can easily identify the reproductive part of a flower. It is the female reproductive part of a flower, that is a pistil. And this pistil can be divided into three parts: stigma, style and the ovary, in which ovules will be present. See, this is all about the different section of the ovary: longitudinal section and the transverse section. See, next we shall move on to the pollination. See, pollination is nothing but the transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma is called as pollination. This is the diagram of a pistil, and here consider this is the stamen, this is the diagram of the stamen, where this diagram is divided into anther and the filament. See, pollination, as I told you, pollination. See, as I told you, anther bear a powdery yellow mass, yellow substance which comes out from the anther. This powdery mass is nothing but the pollen. See here, pollen is very important for the reproductive process and also the pollination. Transfer of pollen grain from anther of a stamen to the stigma of the pistil is called as pollination. In short, it is called as transfer of pollen grains or the pollen from anther to the stigma is called as pollination. Understood? Pollination is nothing but the transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma. Pollen or the pollen grains, both are the same. See here, pollination is nothing but the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma is called as pollination. See, these pollen grains will be transported from anther to the stigma by using the human activity as well as the different types of animals, and even insects also transfer the pollen from one flower to the another flower. By sucking at the nectar from the flower, these pollen grains will transfer anther to the stigma of the flower, and this makes the pollination process will be takes place, so that the reproduction takes place. And these are the two reproductive organ, one is the pistil and another one is the stamen. See, this is the definition of the pollination. Transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma is called as pollination. See, this is all about the flower. See, flower is divided into different parts, whereas the pistil, stamen, petals, sepal, and these different parts having some functions. For example, petals having the which attracts the insects to visit and suck the nectar from the flower, and whereas the sepal is there. Sepal at the base of the flower it is present, and this sepal having the function to protect the flower in the bud condition and to give support after the flower will mature. See, this is the function of the sepal. Petal function is to attract the insects to suck the nectar from the flower, and thereby it will be helpful for the animals and the insects, and even human beings also. It will attract it, and especially insects will visit and suck the nectar from the flower. And next one is the sepal. Sepal is a leaf-like structure which is present at the base of a flower, which helps to protect the flower in a bud condition, and after maturing the bud into flower, it will help to support, giving support to the flower, and this is the function of the sepal. And next one is the pistil. Pistil is the female reproductive organ of a flower, which is divided into stigma, style and the ovary. Ovary which bears the ovule, and later it will grow to form a seed as well as the fruit. And next one is the stamen. Stamen is the male reproductive part of a flower, which divided into anther as well as the filament. Anther which consists of a yellow powdery substance, call it as a pollen grains, which is responsible for the pollination process. See, pollination is nothing but the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a flower. We call it as a pollination. See, this is all about the flower and the reproductive part of a flower. That one is a pistil and the stamen. See, this is all about the today's class. In tomorrow's class, we will discuss some more concept. Thank you.